Welcome to this video. This is my ambient rack. Now I'm going to make a change to this rack and I will explain why. I think this rack has been fairly successful so far. You can hear some of the ambient music which I have created, some of the patches in the background, and it's been really good at creating some very glitchy, very unusual, heavily modulated patches, particularly when I modulate plates. So I did post this rack on the Modwiggler forum and I received some advice, and some forum members felt that there were too few modulation sources in this rack, and obviously there are no VCAs, independent VCAs. My modular skills at present, my patching skills, are fairly basic. I've been exploring modular synthesis for about a year and I don't think I've quite got to the stage of deep modulating the modulator type patching. I do have VCAs in each of these filters, and Oneri makes plenty noise on its own. And that was really what led me not to add any VCAs. Obviously VCAs can be used for many different tasks rather than just amplifying an oscillator. Regarding modulation, I have 4 modulation lanes from Black Sequencer, and I always use them. I'm normally running out of these modulation lanes, so I think more modulation would be a good thing. I often team this rack up with Korg SQ1, which again gives some extra modulation sources if I need to. But the change that I'm going to make at the moment is I haven't used this filter since I built this rack. So that filter is coming out, and in its place I'm going to drop in this great modulation source. Chaos Devices Batumi. Now I like this for several reasons. First, it is a really useful LFO with many different functions. It can run in 4 different ways. So from a modulation point of view, this is really going to expand the ability to modulate all my other oscillators and filters. The other thing I like is, of course, it maintains the colour scheme, which I really wanted to keep it a little bit stripy on the bottom row, black, silver, and it does handily use up the spare 2U which I did have in this rack. Now another module which may be superfluous is the second effects aid, because I'm finding that I'm not really using 2 effects aids at the same time. Oneri has its wonderful built-in effects. C-Legs, of course, is a fantastic delay, and really I think I only need 1 effects aid. So my next little change is drop in a VCA, perhaps something like the Dofer A132, which is a 2-channel VCA unit, and that will give me more modulation and more VCA sources. So if you want to see how this rack develops, please like and subscribe. If you would like to hear more music, like the music that you can hear in the background, please dive into my channel and look at some of my videos. The playlist where I have collected all my ambient videos using this rack case is called New Ambient Case, and I think I'm up to 10 patches there so far. So if you're interested, give that a watch and you can hear the type of sounds that this rack has been coming up with. Thanks for watching.